welcome back with another The Animated Series episode recap. Today we're going to talk about the aliens in Star Trek The Animated Series. In the Animated Series, obviously they didn't really have the problem to represent new alien races and new alien planets. They got a really fresh and a really new presentation in terms of aliens. I really love the two main regular characters, Mares and Arax, the Edosian and the Caitain. But obviously there was so many races that I really intrigued by. The Dramians, for instance, they quite a sort of a alien look-alike creatures. They were so huge, and I had a feeling sometimes they looked Ferengi in some point because of their ears and heads, and maybe they were the base for the Ferengis before. I really love the Glommer. I know it's not really a it's a species. It's been designed to eat tribbles, and a triple hunter, triple predator that appeared in the More Trouble, More Tribble episode. And I find really intriguing. Yeah, poor guy was eating tribbles. The other interesting creature I loved, and I would have loved to see more about the race, is the Pendronians. We all remember the episode Bam, and the honorary commander Bam Bam. He was able to detach himself, so his arms, his head, his legs, everything is just, floating in midair. I was wondering how this creature was actually built up, and how his creature actually worked in real life, or how was he able to cope with all those sort of features that he had. He was a really interesting character, and I wish they could actually took more time in future episodes to actually discover the place more. The Phylosian were again an interesting race, the plant-based life forms from the episode called Infinite Vulcan. Not really a big thing, just to think about plants can evolve as well, and they can develop brains, and they can develop intelligence, and they can develop they can develop everything that mammals and eventually apes did to become humans, and long evolution. Obviously we had the appearance of Klingons, Vulcans and Andorians, and all the Tellarites, and all the base race from the previous show, the original series, and obviously we had Romulans as well, so no issue on that. They looked more or less the same as they looked in the original series, so they weren't really new, but they were there, and they really made the show interesting as well. The other race that I really loved, the Kzinti, which was this cat look-alike creature. They appeared in the episode, the Slaver Weapon. I really liked the features, how they actually built up, and how they were represented as a sort of a pirate race, and like big cats. It's not like Mares, she was like a domestic cat. But these Kzintis, they were really white cats. They were almost like lions, well, sort of. But yeah, definitely Kzinti is a really interesting race, and I would have loved to see more about them. And as we all know from the series, the Slaver Weapon, they've been in war with the Federation 4 times, and they all lost, so they developed a taste for human flesh. The Score was an interesting race as well, the big bird look-alike creature. The first appearance for that race, it was in yesteryear, when this race appeared later on in the episode called The Jihad, when Char was a saboteur of the whole mission. Again, something that I'm still missing from the Star Trek franchise, and still missing from the explanation as well. And at last but not least, the Vendronians as well. The race, this sort of squid-like race from the episode called Survivor. You'll remember the episode The Survivor. He claimed himself as Dr. Winston, but he was really just a metamorphic creature. He was really interesting as a metamorphic creature. He could actually morph into anyone. Maybe that was the idea for the changelings in DS9. Who knows? It was a really interesting race, I would say so, but I think he was this last kind, so it's like the soul creature from the original series. We don't really know anything about that one, and that was the last one of this kind, so it's kind of gone. The Animated Series definitely showed up quite a few potential alien race, not to mention the other small creatures that happened to appear in other episodes, like the Half Sharpened the Serpent Tooth. This is the last episode before the last series finale, and not to mention about K'Kan, who was also an interesting looking creature. Also, he was sort of lost of his kind, so the Animated Series had a variety of aliens. Obviously we had the old classics, and we had lots of new that never really made any appearance in the later episodes and in the later shows and later incarnation of Star Trek, which is quite a shame, because There were quite a few, as I mentioned before, there were quite a few good ones. They could have actually made an appearance, another cameo appearance in the other Star Trek series as well, or they actually could have revisited those scenes. But obviously with the whole issue with this canon and non-canon in the animated series, I will talk about this in the next episode. So if you followed my episode reviews, and if you watched the animated series and in its total, let me know what was your favorite alien character from the animated series. It can be the Swoopers, it can be the Felosians, even if you want to say Harry Mudd, that's totally fine with me. I mean he's sort of an alien anyway, so, and no judging for bad taste though. So yeah, that was the episode for today. Stay tuned for the following part, behind the scenes, coming up tomorrow. There's gonna be another interesting little recap of the animated series, and finally we are arriving to the end as well, to this big recap. So tomorrow is gonna be behind the scenes, and I will have my final thoughts on the series on Friday, and obviously from that time we will get back to normal pace and normal time schedule in terms of Star Trek videos. So please let me know if you like this episode, which one was your favorite alien from the animated series. Don't forget to like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to receive all the geekiness twice a week. Until next time, live long and prosper.